It's Thursday the 23rd of July 2015 and I'm back at Salts Green on the A1060 to do an 8-mile section of the Essex Way to Great Waltham. And the Essex Way goes along that path opposite there. Now heading along the Essex Way, along the track, away from the main A1060 road. Further on, the track becomes hedged. Apart from the aircraft noise, the track is very peaceful. This section is more shaded. The track comes to this minor road at a bend where the Essex Way turns left. The Essex Way turns left off the road along this path. The Essex Way now follows the edge of this field. Heading towards Good Easter, the Essex Way turns right and goes along this field edge. And there's evidence that we're on the Essex Way, which now leaves the edge of the field and goes across that field to Good Easter churchyard. Looking back the way I've come, I'm just about to enter the churchyard at Good Easter, but looking back the way I've come, there are good views. And here's a view of the church at Good Easter. The Essex Way goes through the churchyard. And here's the other side of St Andrew's Church, Good Easter. The Essex Way turns left along this path off the road in Good Easter, and the path seems to bear right almost immediately. The path subsequently bears left with a ditch on the right. Over this bridge, the Essex Way comes to a lane where it turns right. At this point, the Essex Way turns left off the lane down there. The byway descends into a valley. By the way, there's a lot of aircraft noise from Stansted Airport on this walk. The Essex Way turns right off the byway along this path. There suddenly seems to be a dearth of Essex Way waymarks. The path becomes the green track known as Hayron's Lane. Still on Hayron's Lane, there's confirmation we're on the Essex Way, and there's the path ahead. Heading along Hayron's Lane along the Essex Way. Hayron's Lane comes to the road at Stagton Cross where we turn right. The Essex Way turns left off the road along this track. The Essex Way heading towards Pleshey village along this pleasant byway. Further on, the track goes beside the edge of fields. Decent views over to my left. Still heading along the pleasant byway. Nice view over to my right. The byway ends at this road, which is followed forward. At this point, the Essex Way turns right along this track here. Heading towards the road at Pleshey along the Essex Way. The noise you can hear is a combine harvester. The track comes to a road where we turn left to head through Pleshey village. As you can see, we're now entering Pleshey along the road. And there's a view of the church at Pleshey. And there's a better view of the church at Pleshey. Now walking through Pleshey village. Self-explanatory, really. Now passing the Leather Bottle pub in Pleshey. At the end of the village, the Essex Way takes this path beside the fence of a waterworks. Further on, and the path is following the Waltham Brook, which is a tributary of the River Chelmer. Heading towards Great Waltham now on the end of the walk. The path crosses to the other side of the brook and continues on. Still heading along beside the Waltham Brook. Now heading along this track beside a reservoir. And there's a view of the reservoir. Further on, the path bears right onto this green track. The path comes to this road which we cross to carry straight on. Heading towards Great Waltham along the Essex Way. Now at the main road in Great Waltham and the end of today's walk along the Essex Way. And just to finish, I've walked down to get a view of the church in Great Waltham. Now I'm going to get the bus towards home.